ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधेतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। Third mantra, you can repeat after me. आत्मानं रथिनं विद्धि शरीरं रथमेव तु बुद्धिं तु सारथिं विद्धि मनः प्रग्रहमेव च इन्द्रियाणि हयानाहुः विषयांस्तेषु गोचरान् आत्मेन्द्रियमनोयुक्तम् भोक्तेत्याहुर्मनीषिणः। यस्त्वविज्ञानवान् भवति अयुक्तेन मनसा सदा तस्येन्द्रियाण्यवश्यानि
तस्येन्द्रियाणवश्यानि
दुष्टाश्वायिव सारथेः
दुष्टाश्वायिव सारथे
यस्तु विज्ञानवान् भवति
यस्तु विज्ञानवान् भवति
युक्तेन मनसा सदा
युक्तेन मनसा सदा
तस्येन्द्रियाणि वश्यानि
तस्येन्द्रियाणि वश्यानि
सदश्वायिव सारथेः
तदश्वायिव सारथेः
यस्त्वविज्ञानवान् भवति
यस्त्वविज्ञानवान् भवति
अमनस्कः सदा शुचिः
मनसः सदा शुचिः
not manaska amanaska bhavati and sandhya has happened negative amanaska then how it is sada shuchihi sada ashuchihi we are talking about the person whose vijnana whose viveka is who doesn't have viveka avijnanavan. Therefore, what happens to him? Nasa tatpadamapnoti. It is not nasa tatpadaman poti. It's a mistake I told before. Na saha tatpadam apnoti. You can note it. Samsaram chadhigacchati.
संसारं चाधिगच्छति
Mantra number 8. It is not in bold letter. Yastu vijnanavan bhavati.
यस्तु विज्ञानवान् भवति
Samanaskah sada shuchihi.
समनसः सदा शुचिः
Here samanaska. Satu tatpadamapnoti.
सतु तत्पदमाप्नोति
Tatpadamapnoti, here it is. You can replace this one by the, here it is correct, Tatpadamapnoti. Yasmad bhuyo na jayate.
यस्मात् यो न जायते
Okay. So in the last class we saw this mantra. Yaha tu vijnanavan bhavati samanaskaha bhavati sada shuchihi bhavati saha purushaha saha jivaha purushaha tatpadam apnoti. Tatpadam. What is tatpadam? The word tat is important. Even in the Mahavakya we say tat tvam asi. You are that. We know this Mahavakya, we have seen in Tattvabodha also. There are many Mahavakyas. I hope you know what Mahavakya is. What is a Vakya? Vakya means a sentence. Vakya is a sentence. Literally, Vakya means a sentence. But here, Vakya, when we say, we can translate the word Vakya as equation. It's an equation. Why? Because take the Mahavakya. Tat tvam asi. You are that. Tvam tat asi. Tvam asi. Tvam tat asi. You are that. So two things are there. One is you. One is you. That is the poor yashti jiva. The poor yashti jiva. This the jiva with his sharira sangata, who takes himself to be samsara, that jiva. That is tvam. Tvam means you. When I say tvam means it is you, you will say it is me. Right? So when you say it's me, my, what does it refer to? It refers to you, the person, the whole person. The person with its body, mind, sense complex, it's me. That is what our abhimana is. Our abhimana is with, along with the shariram. So that is why jivaha, samsari jivaha. And that is tvam. On the other side of the equation is, we are equating. The equation equates you to that. That is tat. Tat is Brahma. Brahma, Ishvara. You are that. You are that Brahma. You are Ishvara. So two things are there. Two things are equated. When can you equate two things? In an equation, when you can say this is that. In an equation, you know there are two sides. One is the left hand side, another one is right hand side. In mathematics, we would have done LHS equal to RHS. Left hand side, first we have to arrive at the sum or the value of the left hand side. Then you have to arrive at the value of the right hand side. Then both can be equated. This is equal to that. If you say, for example, 5 is equal to 5, this is not an equation. This everybody knows. 5 is equal to 5 only. It cannot be 6. So on both sides of the equation, the form is same. The number is same. 5 only is there. Therefore, it is not an equation. But if you say 4 plus 1 is equal to 6 minus 1. 4 plus 1 is equal to 6 minus 1. Here now, on both sides of the equation, numbers are there, but numbers are not same. Numbers are not same, they are different. Even though they apparently look different, but the value of the left-hand side and the right-hand side are same. Since there is an apparent difference between the numbers on the left-hand side and the right-hand side, they are equated. That is why it's an equation. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. 6 minus 1 is also equal to 5. Therefore, we understand it is 5. 5 equal to 5. When you say 5 is equal to 5, that is not an equation. Only when there is an apparent difference between both sides and at the same time it is same, then only you can form an equation. You can say it is an equation. Similarly, here also, that's a simple mathematical equation. Similarly, here also, when you say an equation, Jiva is equal to Jiva. What's a big equation? Jiva is equal to Jiva only. It's not an equation, we know that. A Jiva cannot become anything else. And that way, if it is a Manushya is equal to Manushya only. If it is an animal is equal to animal only. A particular species residing in a particular body is equal to that one same only. But Jiva is equal to Ishvara. instead of using the word Ishvara, Upanishad uses the word Brahma. Upanishad uses the word Brahma. Brahma means Bhagavan, Ishvara only. Jiva is equal to Brahma. How can the limited Jiva, it's me with this, because this limited body, mind sense complex, with this limited body, mind sense complex, I who enjoy the status of a samsari, a dukkhi, who is bombarded all the time with pain, sorrow, sometimes sukham. How can I be called Brahma? What is Brahma? Jagat Karanam Brahma, the one which is the cause of the entire Jagat and that which pervades everything. There is nothing other than that. It is only Brahma, Bhagavan. Bhagavan only. There is nothing other than Bhagavan. So when we say Bhagavan, Bhaga is the sixfold powers. Bhaga, the one who has got all the sixfold quality in total measure is called Bhaga. He is Paramatma. He is Sarvajnaha, all-knowing. He is Sarvashaktiman. Whereas Jiva is Alpajnaha. His knowledge is very limited. He is not Sarvashaktiman. He is Alpashaktiman. In fact, he doesn't have control over his own kids. He doesn't have control over his servant, even the servant, the driver, say for example. Nobody even obeys him. Poor Jiva. How can we say Jiva is equal to Ishvara? All the qualities, gunas are different. But Upanishad says, Pramanam says Jiva is equal to Ishvara. Even though, because it is an equation, even though that which is on the left hand side and on the right hand side seems to be different, apparently different, but essentially they are same. That is the Vakya, that is the Mahavakya. So Jiva minus this body mind sense complex, this notion, the Sharira Abhimana, the Jiva minus all the Abhimana what the Jiva has about himself, the essential nature of Jiva, which is Chaitanya. That is what the Jiva is. But the poor Jiva doesn't know that. That is why it is a samsari. Asamsari Jiva, that is what we are talking about. When we are equating Jiva with Brahma, we are talking about the asamsari Jiva. The Jiva who is nothing but Chaitanyam, which is self-evident, which is the cause of the entire Jagat, which is same as Brahma. Brahma is Chaitanya. The Brahma, which is the cause of the entire Jagat, which pervades the entire Jagat, which is not separate from the created, and Jiva is also one among the created. Therefore, Jiva is nothing but Ishvara only. So the essential nature of Jiva is equated to Brahma. Therefore, that is the Mahavakyam, Tat Tvam Asi. For that, Upanishad uses different prakriyas, different methods, and also those methods are later further modified or elaborated by the other acharyas in the tradition. This is the equation. Tat Tvam Asi is the equation. This is the Mahavakya which has to be understood. If you don't understand the Tat Tvam Asi, then Jiva with all its limited attributes thinks himself to be Ishvara. That's a problem. It cannot be. The Jiva with its limited attributes cannot be Ishvara. You have to drop all those limitations. When you drop the limitations, the unlimited, the Purna, Chaitanyam, Atma, Purnatma, Jivatma is Paramatma. Jivatma is equal to Paramatma. That is the equation. Atma being what it is, therefore, Jiva is not separate from Atma. Atma is Brahma. Therefore, the equation holds good. In that equation, Tat Tam Asi is there. That Tat is what is referred to here. Tat Padam Apnoti. Tat is Brahma. Brahma Padam Apnoti. He realizes, he recognizes himself to be that Brahma, which is Jagat Karanam, which is not separate from the created, which is the creator, which is not separate from the created. That is from the universe, from the Jagat point of view. We see Jagat as something created. So from that perspective, we say it is in the form of the whole creation. Therefore, it is Sarvajnaha, all-knowing, Sarvavyapi, all-pervading, Sarvashaktiman, iti. So that is that Brahma, that is a Padam, Apnoti. The word Apnoti from the Dhatu Ap means to Prapnoti, gain, he attains. That can make a person think that a Jiva has to attain, has to gain Paramatma. So when you say gain, when you say attain, when you say reach, the word reach gives the notion that Ishvara, Brahma is sitting somewhere and the Jiva has to travel to reach. Traveling is involved. When do you travel? Only when there is separation between you and the destination, you travel. But here everything is being Brahma. Where is the travel? Jiva with its limited attributes. If at all, if he has to travel to Brahma, where will he travel? How will he travel? He cannot travel and reach Brahma. That is also not possible. But Puranas today present in the form of a story. The Jiva attains Vaikuntha, attains Kailasa. It is only in the Purana, in the form of stories. Vaikuntha and Kailasa, that is Brahma only. Instead of saying Brahma, for the people who are in the beginning stage of spiritual life, for whom the Tattvam is very difficult to understand, for them it is difficult to understand, Bhagavan is everywhere. For them, they have got a strong notion, idea that Vaikuntha is a place to be reached. This is what the Vishistadvaitins and others say. Similarly, Kailasha. So, and the word Padam is there, Apnoti is there, Upanishad says. Therefore, it is very convenient for these people, for the people who are other than Advaitins, for them to interpret this shloka in a way they want. Comfortably they can interpret. But our understanding is very clear. If Ishvara is located somewhere, if Vishnu is located in Vaikuntha or Shiva is located in Kailasha, then he is no way is better than a Jiva. No way better than a Jiva. Because he is limited. If he is present in Vaikuntha, then he is not here. He is also localized like Jiva, a particular location. Yes, therefore, to reach the Vaikuntha, you have to travel. And once you travel, there will be the Dwarapalaka will be there, Dwaram will be there. You have to pass through the door. They will ask you for the entry pass. All these problems will come. Even to meet Bhagavan, you have to pass through the door, which is guarded by the Dwarapalakas. Everywhere you will have problem. Therefore, Padam Apnoti, when we say, Padam is, the word Padam also, it's a nice word. Padyate, prapyate. See, prapyate, that which is attained is called padam. That way you can interpret Vaikuntha is also a place to be reached. But we say prapyate nyayate iti padam. That is reached, not physically, but by knowing. That is where the Shastra comes into picture as a pramana. That is reached not physically, but cognitively by understanding. Understanding that I am not different from this Jagat Karanam Brahma. Because of this Sharira, the Sharira, Indriya, Mana, the all-pervading Chaitanyam seems to be limited. That is what makes a jiva a samsari. Because the Sharira Abhimana is so strong, therefore jiva is in problem. With Shariram, jiva is Brahma. Without Shariram also, jiva is Brahma only. With Shariram or without Shariram, jiva is essentially Brahma. This has to be understood. And Shariram, another important thing here to be understood is, I understand that Aham Brahma Asmi, Aham Atma, Paramatma, I understand. But this body, what about this body, with this body? We enjoy this body. Bhagavan has given this body. Everything being Atma, this body is also Atma only. This body is also Atma only. But with this body or without this body, Atma being what it is. Atma being what it is not separate from Brahma. This distinction we say, Atma, Anatma. In the beginning we say, you are Atma and this Shariram is Anatma. Therefore, you have to clearly understand the distinction between the two. That is, in the beginning we say. But later we understand everything. Once you have that Viveka, once you become the Vijnanavan, everything being Atma, even this Shariram is also Atma only. With the Shariram, without Shariram, doesn't matter. Shariram is Atma, it is given to you. As long as Shariram is working well, fine. I operate through the Shariram. If Shariram is not there, then also the Jiva, the Chaitanya, Jiva who is essentially Chaitanya, continues to be there, continues to exist. That existence is what? The existence, what it is, the Satyam. And that which is existent is consciousness. And that is self-evident, which seems to be localized because of this Shariram, and the Shariram is also Atma only. Everything Atma is, Shariram is also Atma. The Shariram made of Panchabhuta. Panchabhutas are Atma. 5 elementals, and 5 elementals have come from 5 elements, Atma. Tasmat etasmat akashas sambhutaha akashat vayuhu vayoragnihi. Taittiriya Upanishad. From Brahma only all these 5 elements came, and the 5 elements became 5 elementals, Bhautika, and Bhautika from the Shariram came. So everything has come from Brahma through Maya Shakti, and Maya is not separate from Brahma, therefore everything is Brahma. These 5 elements also Brahma only. It is important to understand this. We cannot afford to look upon this Panchabhuta and that which are created out of Panchabhuta as also Anatma and dismiss it. That is to start with. But when you have the vision of the Shastram, when you understand that, you will see everything is Atma. You will see everything as the Atma. The Sharira Abhivana should not make oneself think that Shariram is Anatma, therefore I have to discard the Shariram, disassociate from Shariram. That is also a problem. Because some teachers, they present this Shariram is Anatma, therefore it has to be given up. Anyway, it will go one day. We don't need to give up physically. It will go away one day. That is the nature. That is, this Shariram which has born of the five elements, and that is because of Maya Shakti of Ishvara. And Maya Shakti being not separate from Brahma, one day this Maya is going to be withdrawn. That is fine. Therefore, with this Shariram or without Shariram, I am being what I am is Brahma, Chaitanyam, Ishvara, Bhagavan. That is the vision of the Shastra. This Shariram Adi Shariradi Sangata should not become an obstacle, to understand this fact. In the beginning, we say this is Anatma, and later there is no Atma, Anatma. Atma, Anatma, Viveka is only in the beginning. Once you understand the vision, you will see everything as Atma. You will not even dissociate from the body. Deho Devalaya Proktaha, we say. Body is also Devalaya. The body has to be nurtured, to be taken care. But in the beginning, we say we need that discrimination. That's Atma, Anatma, Viveka. Because our Sharira Abhimana is so strong, therefore, to take away our attention from the Shariram, we talk about the Viveka, discrimination, Atma, Anatma, Viveka, we talk about. But once you understand the vision of the Shastram, everything is Atma, then what to talk about Shariram? Everything is Atma. The whole Prapancha, Jagat is Atma, the trees, mountains, rocks, trees, flowers. This, everything when I say includes my body also, my body, your body, everything, and me, the Chaitanyam, everything is Brahma only. That is the vision of the Shastra. Here, the Upanishad talks about the person who is in the beginning stage of the spiritual journey. Therefore, it says Vijnanavan and all. But we have studied some texts, therefore we have the vision of the Shastram. So backed up by that vision, we have to understand the shloka properly. Therefore, when we say Tat Padam Apnoti is, now which Padam Apnoti? Where it has to be? Where is it available to be reached? There is no travel involved. There is no physical travel involved. Physical travel involves time, no space can separate Jiva from Brahma. Therefore, attainment is only in terms of knowledge. And for knowledge, Shastram is the Pramanam. That is why we study Shastram. After studying Shastram, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything physically. There is no karma involved. Studying the Shastram, understanding the vision of the Shastram, and the conviction has to happen in the form of knowledge, and that the knowledge is moksha. That gives me freedom, frees me from this wrong notion. That is called samsara. That is the act of becoming. There is no act of becoming. Becoming is samsara. I am already, that is moksha. I am already that is moksha. That is a padam talked about here. Tat padam apnoti saha jivaha, who is essentially Chaitanya, saha apnoti praptva kim bhavati, having attained that, having gained that in terms of knowledge, what happens? Yasmat saha bhuyaha na jayate, having reached, having gained that cognitively, understanding, having gained that understanding, aham brahma asmi tatatvam asi, that Vakya through the Guru Mukha Upadeshena Jnatva Praptva Saha Bhuyaha Na Jayate. He is not born again. It means he becomes Muktaha. He becomes free from samsara. Na Jayate iti. This is the meaning of the shloka number 8. So here The Tat Padam is there. The Tat Padam is somewhat very vague. In this mantra, it is not described very clearly, which is going to be described in the next shloka. So for that, I gave a brief introduction before we start. Now, the next mantra, we will read with the Sangati. Now, Bhashikara, he connects the next shloka saying that Kim Tat Padam
Kim tat padam
iti aha.
iti aha.
Bhashikara himself says, what is that Tat Padam? Because Tat Padam is not clear in the mantra. It is going to be taught. It is going to be taught now by the next mantra. Vijnana Sarathir Yastu
Vijnanakaratir yastu
Manaf Pragragavan Naraha
manah pragrahavanaraha
Sodhvanaf Paramapnoti
sodbanaf paramapnoti
Tadvishnov Paramam Padam.
Vishnu paramam padam.
Kim Tat Padam? Tat Padam Kim? Tat Padam iti Kim? That is Dharma Padam. Aha, it is told by the next mantra, mantra number 9. Vijnana Saratihi Yaha Tu Manaha Pragragavan Naraha Manapragravan Naraha Naraha Manushyaha Saha Advanaha Param Apnoti Tat Vishnoho Paramam Padam. So, Tat Padam. What Padam? Paramam Padam, Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Important. Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Okay. Saha Apnoti. Saha Apnoti. That person. Kaha Yaha Naraha. Yaha Naraha. Yaha Vijnana Saratihi. Saha Naraha. Saha Prapnoti. What Prapnoti? Advanaf Param Apnoti. Advana. Advana is the path, the road. Param is the end. If life is the road, the end of the road, the destination, that is the param. Saha Advanaf Param Apnoti. He reaches the end of the road, the destination. Saha Advanaf Param Apnoti. He reaches the end, and that end is Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Tat Vishnoho Paramam Padam Bhavati. Advanaf Param is Vishnoho Paramam Padam. Okay. Kaha Yaha Naraha Vijnana Saratihi Manapragravan Bhavati Saha Advanaf Param Apnoti. So Yaha Saha to be connected like that. Yaha Vijnana Saratihi. What is Vijnana Saratihi? Sarati means the charioteer, we know. The one who drives the chariot. Vijnana Sarati is Vijnanavan, Viveki. The one who has the Viveka. Sarati must have the Viveka. Viveka, he must have Viveka, that Nitya Vastu Viveka, Atma Anatma Viveka, that person, the person who has that discernment, that is discriminative Buddhi. Because Sarati is a Buddhi. The chariot imagery, we compare the Sarati to the Buddhi. So, Vijnana Sarati, the Sarati who has this discrimination, Viveka Buddhi, Saha Manah Pragragavan Naraha. He has the Manaha Pragragavan. He holds a mind. Like the Sarathi holds the reins, Pragraha is rein. Similarly, that is the Sarathi, Vijnana Sarathi, he holds the mind. He has a mind in his control, manageable. He's managing that. The one who well manages the mind, because the mind is compared to the reins, and the reins is in the hands of the Sarathi. It means the person having a disciplined mind. The mind should be disciplined. In fact, mind, buddhi, they are not different. As I told before, Antakarnam being only one, the Antakarnam plays different roles. It plays a role of mind, plays a role of buddhi. Only if the mind is disciplined, then the Antakarnam can assume the status of, or can assume the status of buddhi and take the person to the right destination. If the mind is disciplined, if the mind is integrated, if it is an integrated mind, if the mind is free from, the mind which is free from ragadvesha, which has neutralized ragadvesha, which is sufficiently calm, is composed, which has gained that calmness by the karma yoga, Ishvara Arpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhya, that mind which has gained that integration, that discipline, that mind now is that mind which is the Vijnana Sarathi, which the buddhi, the buddhi, which is a Vijnana Sarathi, which is Viveki, which is Viveka, which is a Viveki, Vijnanavan Sarathi, that now the mind becomes as though the mind is not different from buddhi. Now the mind, since the mind is a disciplined mind, therefore the Antakarnam now it can comfortably play the role of buddhi, not overpowered by mind. If the mind predominates, the mind which is not disciplined, which is not integrated, then buddhi will not function. Buddhi will not be there even to operate. Only when the mind submits itself to buddhi, Antakarnam can assume the form of buddhi. The buddhi absorbs the mind, because the mind has submitted to the buddhi, and the buddhi can play the role of the Sarathi and takes this jiva to the destination properly. Therefore, the Antakarnam being one, the same Antakarnam plays a role of mind. When the mind is disciplined, then Antakarnam is elevated to perform the function of a buddhi. Otherwise, it will be at the level of the mind only, and the mind which is not disciplined will do the chaos, will not be helpful in making the jiva reach the destination safely. Therefore, the mind is important. To start with the mind and ends with buddhi. So therefore, manah pragraha naraha. So the mana, buddhi and all, it's a way of presenting the same antakarnam. Because the antakarnam, when we think sankalpa vikalpa, to do this or to do that, when we have that oscillating mind, whether to go ahead with this decision or with that. The decision is not yet been made. There is a dilemma, to do this or to do that. Which one will be good for me? Which one will be favorable for me? That oscillation is done by the mind. Once it is decided, That is buddhi. Then same mind, now it is the same antakaranam, the form of a buddhi decides this is what I'm going to do. Because the mind has done the previous job, and now buddhi becomes the decisive factor in executing it. Therefore, mind first and then buddhi. The mind has to be disciplined. Then the buddhi plays the role of the sarathi and takes a person to the destination. And therefore, the sarathi, now the sarathi here is Vijnanavan sarathi, and the mind is very well under control. It is not taken anywhere by the sense organs. Mind, what does the mind do? The mind is the reins which are tied to the horses, the indriyas. So, manah pragravan. So, yaha vijnana saratihi manah pragravan naraha saha advanaha param apnoti, and that padam is Vishnoho paramam padam. That is the paramam padam, which is the paramam is prakrishtam padam, uttamam padam, and uttamam padam of whom? Vishnoho, of Vishnu. Here the word Vishnu is there. The word that itself is sufficient for people to interpret. Vishnoho padam is there, therefore Vaikunta padam iti. But what is Vishnu? That has to be understood. And Bhagavad Pada himself will describe. And in the Bhashyam, Bhagavad Pada will use another word for Vishnu, and that also to be understood properly. We will see what it is now. Now the first line of the Bhashyam. Vijnana saratihi yahatu yaha viveka buddhi saratihi purvoktaha manah pragragavan pragrhita manaha samahita chittaha san shuchihi naraha vidvan saha advanaha samsara gatehe param eva adigantavyam iti etat apnoti muchyate sarva samsara bandhanai. Okay. So, yaha naraha, it is there in the mantra, moolam. Yaha naraha vijnana saratihi. Yaha naraha vijnana saratihi. That is Sarathi, the driver, the charioteer, who is having this vijnana, viveka, the viveka sarathi. Okay. Viveka buddhi saratihi. Vijnana sarathi is equal to viveka buddhi. Vijnana is viveka buddhi. Sarathi who is endowed with this viveka buddhi. Vivekavati buddhihi saratihi yasya saha vijnana saratihi. The buddhi which is endowed with viveka. And also manapragravan purvoktaha viveka buddhi saratihi. It is already told that the buddhi, that is the buddhi which is endowed with viveka, the buddhi is a sarathi, which has been already mentioned in the previous mantra, purvaha, uktaha, and manah pragragavan. Manah pragragavan is pragrhita manaha, the one who has the mind under his control, the management, the mastery over mind. That is the pragrhita Manaha. Pragrihita Manaha. Nigrihita Manaha. Evam bhutaha yaha naraha saha saha samsaragatehe param apnoti. Okay. And here Bhagavad Pada gives the another word also. Pragrihita manaha is equal to samahita chittaha. Another word he says. Samahitaha chittaha yasya saha samahitam chittam. Samahitam chittam yasya saha samahita chittaha bhagavriya samasa. The one whose chitta, the mind, which is samahita, which is now focused, which is not scattered all over, which doesn't run after things. It is focused on the goal now. It is focused on the goal. Samahita chittaha. That is why it is pragrihita manaha, the mind which is controlled. The horses are not allowed to run here and there. Therefore, samahita chittaha. Indriyas, if the Indriyas, if they are not controlled, if they are not taken, not managed properly, the mind will go wherever the Indriyas go. But now the Indriya mind is the Indriyas are within the vasham of mind. Therefore, the mind naturally will be samahitaha, pragrihita manaha. Okay, samahita chittaha san shuchihi. Shuchihi means pure. The purity of the mind. What is the purity of the mind? The mind which is samahita chittaha, that is samahita chittam, is a purity. The mind which is integrated, disciplined mind. The mind which is relatively calm, quiet, composed, not reactive, a non-reactive. It's not a reactive mind. It is a balanced mind. It doesn't act impulsively. And it is the mind, the purification of the mind is done by karma yoga. Viveka, that is the Ishwararpana buddhi and prasada buddhi. The mind which is prasada buddhi, which has a buddhi, the tranquil buddhi. Whatever it is given by Bhagavan to me, it is a prasada. Whatever I do, it is the offering to Bhagavan, and whatever comes as a result, that is a prasada. That is a karma yoga buddhi. That is the shuchihi. The mind which has sufficiently neutralized all its whims and fancies, raga dvesha. That is the shuchihi. Saha naraha. That naraha is vidwan. Is a viveki. Vidwan is viveki, knowledgeable person. Okay, vidwan. Saha advanaha. Saha advanaha. Advana is equal to, that is, advana is the path, the road. What is the road? Samsara gati. That is samsara gati. Advana means travel, the travel. Samsara gati is a travel, the journey. Samsara gatehe param. Param is the end of the samsara gati. Gati is movement. That movement is through the road. The road is the advanaha. And the end of the road is param. And what is the param? Param eva. Param eva, that is the destination. Adigantavyam, to be understood. To be understood. Adigantavyam iti etat samsara param eva adigantavyam iti etat. That is the highest, the destination, the goal. Purushartha is what? Advana of param, the end of the samsara, which is moksha. Which is the moksha. So moksha is the final destination. It is a goal. And what is that? Apnoti muchyate sarva samsara bandhanaihi. Apnoti, he attains that goal, having gained that, sarva samsara bandhanehi muchyate. He becomes free from all the bandhana, that which binds him. Bandhana is the shackles, the bondage. So, muchyate is released, is freed from all the shackles of the samsara. The end of the samsara gati is sarva samsara bandhana muktihi. The end of this advana is muktihi eva. So the end of this is the mukti eva. That is samsara samudrat param sthanam apnoti. Therefore samsarat vimuktaha bhavati saha. Advana param is this samsara which is like a samudra, that is the param, sthanam. He reaches the end of this samsara. It means he crosses the ocean of samsara and gains that sthanam, and that sthanam is having gained its sthanam, and that from having gained that sthanam, saha vimuktaha bhavati. Samsarat vimuktaha bhavati. And that sthanam is Brahmasthanam, Paramsthanam. That is the Vishnuva Padam. That is a sthanam. And what is that Vishnu? What is that Vishnu Padam? That Bhagavad Pada himself will describe in the next following lines. That we will see. We will see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.